It was a cold day in Connecticut on November 6, 2021. I headed to my friend Taylor's house and we were soon on our way to Retro World Expo in Hartford, Connecticut. Retro World is a video game and music convention where a bunch of nerds get together and they buy and sell video games and retro computer stuff and music and just have a good time. Normally I don't like driving into Hartford because there's always a bunch of traffic, but today it was pretty traffic free and it was smooth sailing. On days when there's no traffic, it's nice to see how really beautiful Hartford is. On the way to the convention center, we go right by the Connecticut Science Center, which is a really beautiful building. It was a pretty cold morning, but now we had to find a nice parking spot. We arrived a little bit before the gates opened, but we still had to pick up our wristbands. The convention center is pretty big. There was actually a home show going on at the same time. We had to take this escalator and then we had to wait for the gates to open at 10. When the gates open, we do what everybody does, and that is to check out the huge room of vendors. There's all sorts of retro vendors here, from consoles to toys to video games. And the first thing to do is just to start looking. Prices for retro game stuff are really high right now, but we found this sweet $1 box, and I was able to score 2 Game Gears for $1 each. I had a pretty small list of stuff I was looking for, mostly consoles that I can mod for the channel here. We got hungry around 11, so we decided to head to the back of the convention where the esports and free play game areas were. We grabbed a quick bite and then checked out all the consoles that they had set up. Next, we checked out the cool arcade game section. These machines were supposed to be on free play, but some of the games that I tried were not. But it's still nice to see arcade games being maintained and set up for people to play. There was a few older pinball machines and some newer ones too, but those were always packed with people. There was even a Nintendo PlayChoice cabinet and a Neo Geo MVS. It was almost time for the meet and greets with some of the retro content creators, so we decided to walk around the vendor area again and soak up some more of that sweet retro goodness. Everything on these couple of tables was set aside for an auction that was happening later on. There was some really cool stuff in there, but we didn't want to wait around for the auction. Besides, it was almost time to meet some of the content creators that I had been waiting for. As a small YouTuber, it's incredibly humbling to be around some of these really awesome content creators. I take a lot of inspiration from all these guys, so it's just an unreal experience to be able to meet them in person. It was almost time for some of their panels, but I wanted to check out the Smash Brothers tournament first. And I think this was a Pokemon TCG tournament. Then we headed upstairs and caught a few panels before we had to call it a day. I had a great time at Retro World Expo 2021, and I hope my video gave you a taste of what it was like to be there even if you couldn't be there yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.